A big problem in our world today is ocean pollution, which is the waste that ends up in the ocean and causes many problems. It not only affects the animals in the sea, but our health too. This problem became a much bigger problem since Alexander Parks discovered plastic. Plastic was not often used until World War II. During World War II, plastic technology came to the forefront because copper, aluminum, steel, and zinc all became highly sought after metals used only for war effort. This demand for plastics was so high, and due to the high demand, plastic technology developed exponentially. It has been discovered by Ocean Conservancy that 8 million tons of plastic has been dumped into the ocean each year. Scientists discovered that seabirds were ingesting plastic materials and seals were getting trapped in plastic netting. When oil spills happen, it gets into fish's gills and suffocates them. Oil can also cause seabirds to not be able to fly if it gets into their feathers. Most animals mistake the plastic in the ocean for food or become tangled up in them. This happens to not only fish, but dolphins, sharks, turtles, seabirds, and crabs too. By the 1970s, it became clear that plastic doesn't go away, but it breaks down into smaller and smaller pieces, which are called microplastics. Scientists never really reported this problem until the 1960s, but these small pieces of plastic will make their way back to humans. They are consumed by small organisms, which are eaten by larger animals. Humans eat these animals, and their toxins inside the animal get directed into the human tissue, which may lead to long-term health conditions, cancer, or birth defects. Another thing that can cause problems to our health is harmful algae blooms. These occur when toxic algae grow excessively in the ocean. These are caused by industrial waste, agricultural runoff, pesticides, or human sewage. People can be exposed to harmful algae blooms by eating fish or shellfish that are contaminated. The toxins from these algae could cause dementia, amnesia, or even death. Another thing that could affect humans is the coal combustion, which is the major source for mercury pollution. This happens when coal is burned and mercury eventually gets its way into the sea. If a pregnant woman eats a mercury-containing fish, then it is possible it could lead to a heart attack or her baby's brain not developing correctly. To stop this, people have tried to create organizations for beach cleanups to pick the plastic up off the beach before it goes in the ocean. Although this helps, it is not that effective compared to how much plastic is in the ocean. Another solution people have tried is to reduce the use of chemical fertilizer because they get into the ocean and pollute it. In order to get rid of the majority of the pollution in the ocean, we should ban all single-use plastics. We produce 300 million tons of plastic each year, which half are single-use items. That's around the same weight of the entire human population. One way to avoid using single-use plastics is carrying reusable bags and bottles every day. It has been found that 91% of all plastic isn't recycled at all, but it ends up in landfills or in the environment. Most single-use plastics, such as small items like straws or bags, are hard to recycle because they fall into the cracks of the recycling machinery and end up not being accepted by recycling centers. Banning single-use plastics has already been started at some places already, with them using paper straws instead of plastic straws. If we keep doing things like this, such as replacing plastic bags, then pollution will be greatly reduced. Banning single-use plastics in general will greatly benefit our economy.